So listen, this episode was super intense. I mean, they just kept leveling up every episode this season. This whole season was good. Let's get into this finale. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? I am your girl, Talisa Ray. We're reviewing Snowfall, season number 4, episode number 10, Fight or Flight. Listen, it's the finale, baby. It was worth the wait. I had to watch it twice. I'm sorry that I'm late, but it's the first review I've done, right? I ain't do the other ones that I got that's coming up behind this. Listen to me when I tell you that I was like, say what now? Say, huh? Listen, so when the episode opens up, we see Alton in his Black Panther get up with his little flask. Honey, he is going to the school because Franklin would not stand to say the Pledge of Allegiance. Alton was like, yeah, y'all not finna tell him what to do. He makes the decision for himself, and I'm taking him up out of this school. Franklin's like, I don't want to leave my friends. You know how it is as kids. I don't want to leave my friends. Dad, I don't want to go. And then Alton says to him, actually, Alton has given him a lesson, like right now. And he says, you'll have to decide how you want to live your life. Listen carefully. And I am proud of you. I'm going to be proud of you no matter what you do. And I'm going to always have your back. Now listen, of course, that is a pivotal moment in Franklin's life. Like he looks back in his life like, shit, my dad gonna always have my back. Not this time. Dad did not want to continue with the whole drug dealing family business. And so I'm about to tell the CIA what's up. Like I'm about to tell everybody all the business. He's going down. But let me not get beside myself. Franklin is talking to Sissy at the hospital and is asking him, how do I find Alton? He's not calling him dad, my father. How do I find Alton? I need to talk to Alton. I need to get to Alton. She was like, well, just a minute ago, you didn't want to have nothing to do with him. You just shoot him away. Now, all of a sudden, he was like, yeah, how do I get in contact? Well, you got to go over to the, he told me if I ever needed him to go over to the shelter and tell Joe, and Joe will get in touch with him. It's just that simple. Meanwhile, honey, Scully wants revenge. Looks like, is that a sawed-off rifle that he has? Y'all let me know down below in the comments what kind of gun Scully had in his hand, honey. And he is telling his people, his crew, I need you to find me Franklin and his whole crew and where they live. And if you don't, I'm gonna start taking bodies down. I'm gonna start killing people right away, starting with you, homeboy. He was serious. So we decided, we see that what he was going to do was avenge Khadijah and Tiana's death. What you going to do if it was me is what she said. Now you know. Could have went any way though. Could have went either way. And listen, first and foremost, you see Franklin and Leon back like they were. Leon is driving Franklin around. Like Peaches is no longer his bodyguard, his enforcer, right? And I'm really shocked, but not really, because you know why in a little bit. He gets a page, he pulls over, it's Reed, and Reed is asking him, are you listening to the radio? Because remember last episode, Alton ran out the house. We didn't know where he was going. Honey, he went to the underground radio station to be like, I know the CIA agent's alias. It is Reed Thompson, and I will give out his real name, and I've got pictures of him. And you know, Reed is all like, you need to get your dad under control. Like, what's up with all of this? So most definitely, absolutely, for sure, Reed wants Alton dead. Like, yo, Alton, you bad? You bad? No, you're not. Calm down, relax. You like 20 years older than you were when you was a Black Panther, and you don't have the Black Panthers right on your side behind you right now. Anyway, so Franklin and Leon pull up at the shelter, honey, and they ask Joe, hey, Joe, where's Alton? He ain't here. I don't see him. This Joe's smart ass mouth, right? And Joe's all like, he was like, well, you know what? Tell him I'm looking for him. You know, I know you know how to get in contact with him. Tell him I'm looking for him. Joe, honey, was like, if he wanted you to know where he was, he would have told you. What you say? You do know who you talking to, right? Evidently, he did not. So Franklin put him up on game. You know how this place is funded? By the Franklin Saint Foundation. And guess who I am? I'm Franklin Saint. So until Alton calls me and shows up, this place is shut down. Everybody out. You can't do that, man. Then Leon the enforcer, okay, comes, he shows himself up. Everybody out, man, shut the fuck up. Whatever the hell he said. But I mean, like, I was feeling a little way, though. I did. I felt a little way, like, come on, Franklin. All them people is homeless and misplaced and destitute, and you gonna put them out on the street for a little while? He was like, as soon as I hear from him, you can open this place back up. I felt a kind of way, but I guess in order for him to feel the impact of what he was saying, he had to put action behind. So you want them here? You want this open? I mean, women, children, elderly, everybody has to go. So then we see Leon and Reed. I'm not sure where they are, right? But they somewhere like in the house. And he calls Reed, and Reed is blowing him up, coming to find out every 10 minutes. As if like something's gonna change, like we're gonna get, like it's gonna be some new information. I told you what I told you. When I find out where he is, I'll let you know. I mean, cause he kind of pushing for his dad's location, Alton's location. But you know, Franklin don't know. That's the whole kicker, is Franklin has no clue about where Alton is. Whoo, child. Reed, listen, if I find out you playing me, it's not gonna be good for any of you. It will all of y'all. I will bury all of y'all. Like, Reed, yo, you getting desperate now. You talking crazy. Cause what Franklin say? I thought all you CIA agents were able to manipulate people into what you wanted them to do, or wanted them to have, or wanted them to do. He was like, and so I just need you to know that I don't take threats. I don't take kindly, there it is, to threats, and hangs up on him. Like, first off, Franklin's like, you're gonna have to start from scratch. You still need me. I give zero fucks about you threatening me and all that. I don't care. I mean, it is what it is. So, I swear at this point I thought, did Sissy already talk to Alton? Because she's over there meeting homeboy for the fake passports and whatnot, so they can get out of the country. Like, she's trying to think like 5 steps ahead. So I see Alton, we see Alton, I see Alton. I guess I did see Alton walk into the house. Nobody is there. He's all, Franklin. Like, and I'm all like, does he know? Like, literally, I'm all like, does he know he's there? And so when Franklin comes in the house, I'm all like, oh shit, it's about to go down. Oh shit, no, that's not what happened. What happened was they, you know, Joe got in contact with Alton, told Franklin, hey, blah, you know, told Alton, Franklin is looking for you. They talked. He said, you by yourself? He said, yeah, I'm by myself. I told you I was going to be by myself. Listen, Franklin is definitely not afraid of Alton, and still has some trust for Alton, because he is showing up to the house by himself. I mean, come on, it's my dad. Like, what's up? Franklin begins to try and plead with his dad, like, hey, yo, listen, you need to get out of the country. You need to leave. Just pack your shit and go. And Alton's like, yeah, no, I'm going to deal with Reed directly myself. I'm going to handle this. I'm all like, ooh, shit. So he going to try to kill Reed. And you know what? Franklin said, that's a trained killer. He is a CIA. You think you really going to be able to kill him? Alton said, oh, so you afraid of the CIA? Franklin said, ain't you? I mean, they got resources. Franklin is pretty much saying they have resources that we don't have. They have, you know, skills that the normal person does not have. So hell yeah, I'm nervous, and they can get to you at any time. Like, he pretty much thinking, I didn't watch this man kill several people, bury evidence and all kind of shit. And guess what? He has not been affected. Hell yeah, I'm scared. Y'all, would y'all be a little fearful? Listen, I'm gonna keep it a band. I would be feeling some kind of way. Like, I would, personally, I'm in bed with the CIA, and I know what they're capable of. I would be feeling some kind of way, but always trying to have a plan in the back of my mind, right? Anyway, Baby, let me tell you. Banging on the door. Scully is at the door. Talking about he got a delivery. Anybody here? He got a delivery for the Saints. Is anybody here? Shit, Franklin's like, oh shit. Tells Alton to go take cover. Alton goes to the back where the closet is. I don't know where Franklin, you know, he just like in the house. Scully breaks the door open, honey, with his sawed-off shotgun in his hand. He walking down the hallway. He by himself. That's how you know this is all about revenge. He is by himself. And then Alton comes out of nowhere and kind of like shoots him in the back, and he spins around and shoots Alton. And then Franklin, you know, is shooting Scully as he's walking out the door. And I'm all like, whoo, this is a lot and unexpected and quick. And my God, let me rewind it. That's exactly how it was. So we see Franklin patching Alton up, trying to plead with him to go to the hospital, and then, you know, from the hospital, go. And he was like, you know what, don't go to the hospital, but leave. Honey, Alton refuses, and he wants to meet with Teddy Reed. He wants to, so much so that he cold cocks his son in the back of the head. Knocks him cold the fuck out. You hear me? I mean, one thing's for sure, two things for certain. Franklin can take a fucking blow. And I like that they still have him with the little stitches, and his under eye is still a little dark from when he got his ass beat last week with Jerome. So I like the realism of that. Well, Sissy is in the house and she's waking up Franklin. Franklin finds out, or she tells Franklin that Alton said that, you know, he needed her at the house. Realizes his pager is gone and is like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Alton has taken that man's pager and has reached out to Reed. Franklin pages Reed or calls him, whatever, but they on the phone, honey. And he said, my dad, you know, Alton's coming to meet you. My dad's coming to meet you, whatever the fuck he said. And he was like, yeah. He was like, please don't do anything. Don't do anything, you know, don't hurt him. You know, if our partnership means anything to you, please don't do anything to Alton, right? He was like, well, I mean, since we have history, you know where we are. We meeting at the place that I used to meet up spot before you got shot. So he knew exactly where that was. He tells Sissy, listen, I gotta go. Sissy says, insist on going with him. And I'm all like, oh, this is such a bad idea. This is such a bad idea. But you know, mamas, we like bears, honey. No, it's, Then listen, over at the hospital, we see Louie and Jerome talking, and then you see Scully bleeding tremendously, losing lots of blood. Like, how are these people not dying? Like, the shot that he got to the liver or whatever is like lots of blood. And so I was like, ooh, okay, so there must be some significance there is what I wrote. But listen, Alton goes up to the spot, meets up at the spot, like, you know, like he a badass with his gun and shit. Like he the man. Like I be feeling like the man when I walk through. Like that's something. Watch me walk through. I was like, Alton, what are you doing? Your shoulder is hurt. You think you done got that little pistol out the closet, and you think you're gonna do some damage? Reed pulls up at the same time. He gets out with his hands up as if he has nothing in his hand. I mean, we all know that Reed always got something up his sleeve. Like, I cannot believe that I mean, like, thinking back to season 1, I did not think that Reed was made for this. But baby, Reed is ruthless. I knew he was ruthless when he told his baby mama, like, pretty much fuck her and go on about her life. Was that in season 3? Yes, it was, okay? Like, fuck you and that boy. I don't ever talk to y'all again. This is my baby. This is where my life is. This drug game, this funding the Nicaraguan war is where I live. Like, I knew then that he was, nope, that's a lie. Because I knew when he killed the DEA agent, Lorena. Remember when he got her to coincide and go along? I knew then too. Like, so who am I fooling? We knew after a while that he was not to be played with. How about when he, that girl, he was helping find the girl that he killed. Who killed her? The one in the bathroom. Remember, and he was pretending like he was helping her and passing out flyers and all that. You remember that? Listen, he been ruthless for a long time. He been ruthless for a long time. I just really didn't have, I just really didn't think he had it in him. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked because this is where the shit goes down. You know, Alton starts to tell, you know, Reed, like, listen, you need to let my boy out. You need to let him out the game. Psh. Reed is like, he is the largest distributor in the country. You hear me? The largest distributor in the country. Your boy is not a boy. Your boy is a big time drug dealer. Your boy definitely has his hand in the cookie jar. He may not have been filling the cookie jar, but he is definitely taken from it, okay? Alton then starts telling him about, you know, white supremacy and how the white man has always been trying to take us out for centuries. You know, and he, listen, they had that little banter, and Alton's like, I'm the man. I mean, Reed, I'm the man. You see me as the system, you know, and Alton lets him know, you know what? Here's the thing. You're in more trouble than I thought if you don't recognize that you are the system. Look at where we live and look where y'all live. Go look at Beverly Hills. You are the institution, and it makes it worse, and I want you to really think about that shit. Like, they go back and forth with that for a minute. Franklin and Sissy pull up. They get out the car. Franklin is like, Alton, what did you do? Because, you know, they got their guns pointed. I mean, not they, but help me out. Alton has his gun pointed at Reed. And earlier, Reed had said, is your shoulder hurt? I see you favoring one over the other. Like, that alone ought to tell you something, Alton. Like, something should be clicking. Seriously. So Reed says, listen, we need to let you decide if you want out. Your dad says, Alton says you want out. We need to let you decide. Meanwhile, Scully makes his way to the hospital. Blood coming down his pants and shit, walking down the hallway, straight to straight to Louie's room. He got his gun in his hand. He walks in and asks Louie, where's your man at? She says he's gone for the night. We surveyed the room with Scully, and we see that his jacket, Jerome's jacket, is sitting over there at the chair. He lifts his gun and said, bitch, don't lie to me. I got plain as day, I can see that he's still here. Back over at the lot, Franklin's like, Alton, put your gun down, put the gun down, put the gun down. Then you got manipulative ass Reed saying, you know, he put your whole family in danger, at risk. Like, you know, I'm gonna flip the script. I'm gonna have you kill your daddy. Honey, and if that didn't trigger something in him. Franklin turns that gun towards Alton. Sissy's like, no, Franklin, like, listen, I just knew that he was gonna do it. And then I was like, shit, is Sissy gonna do it? Who gonna do it? Who is killing Alton? That's in this particular moment, I'm all, who is about to kill Alton? We back at the hospital, and Jerome walks in the door, you know, and, you know, Scully's in the room, and he notices, Jerome notices that Scully is bleeding. You know, Jerome tells Scully, listen, I'm the one that killed your woman. Louie's over there talking about, no, that ain't, no, let's not, don't say that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Take me, you can walk out, you know, because he's doing what he's supposed to do. He is supposed to protect his wife, and that is exactly what Jerome is doing. But he also notices all that blood. Franklin puts his gun down, and Reed is all like, you know what, this all needs to be put to rest. Pulls his gun, which we saw was in like the door, like the door handle. Pulls it out, points it at him. This all needs to be put to rest. Franklin says, you kill him, you're gonna have to kill us all. Listen, he asked him, is this who you are? When he said that, the look that Reed had on his face and looking at Franklin, like, really, you asking me if this is who I am? This is who I've always been. This is me. This is what's up, and I will take you all down to protect my baby. Sissy runs in the middle of Alton and Reed and I'm thinking to myself, Sissy, do you really think that that's gonna stop him? He will shoot you and Alton, and Franklin will shoot Reed, and Franklin will probably miss because he's got one hand pointing the gun and the other hand is holding his cane, so he may not have a good aim, and so he's gonna get turned around. Like, it's a whole lot to unpack. Like, I was like, this is so fucking intense. She's trying to plead with his sensibility, like, if I take him out of the country, you know, I'm getting beside myself, but I'm gonna just finish this thought. If I take him out of the country, will you leave him alone? Would you let us go if I just take him out of the country? That's what you want, Alton? You want it to be me and you? Let's go. I went and got the passports, just me and you. Let's go. Back at the hospital, honey. Louie is now also doing her version of pleading, right? These ladies always show up. Either way, they always show up. Louie says, if you kill us here, it's just gonna keep going back and forth. You kill us, my people gonna come after you, and so forth and so on, and it's just gonna continue and continue like that. Jerome sees his opportunity and knocks him down because he's weak. He's about to black out. He's losing so much blood, and takes the gun. So like I said, Sissy is pleading with both Reed and Alton. Alton to go with her, Reed to let them go. And she tells Alton, Franklin has to make his own choices now. I mean, it's a whole ass standoff outside. Alton agrees to go with Sissy. To go pack their bags and leave tonight. Not tomorrow, not the next day, tonight. Listen, so then we see them at, I'm gonna say it's LAX, at a private jet. And Alton is saying his goodbyes to Franklin, and he apologizes to him and says, I apologize for whatever mistakes that I have made, and tells Franklin, I love you. You know, Franklin is kind of numb to it because you put us in this space. You put us in this space providing information, giving a man's name. Like the moment you gave the man's name, it kind of changed the whole dynamic. And you can see that Alton realizes that, you know what, I might have fucked up. But the most moving moment was the goodbye with Sissy. Like literally, they first tried to be cool. I had tears in the back of my eyes. Like, listen, that's her only son. That's his mama. Now I got to go because of this decision that was made. I got to go and just go and be and leave my son here to his own devices, though I'm exhausted and tired from all this shit. I wrote down, though she chose to go with Alton, it was also, you know, to save Franklin, right? It was also to save herself. She made a sacrifice to uproot her life and to leave her child, somebody that she didn't want to leave. I birthed you. I carried you in my belly for 9 months. I birthed you. You are my child. And I got to separate from you. I didn't want to do this, but I have to. You can see that Alton is like very remorseful for the choices that he made, because he realizes they wouldn't be in this space, in this predicament, had he just listened to Cece, had he just listened to Franklin. They could have probably figured another way out, right? So then all of a sudden you pan the camera and there's Reed, because I was like, I know damn well he didn't let them go by themselves, that he wanted to make sure that they got on that plane. But this is when Reed shares with Franklin that he has to go away, that his contact is still going to be Gustavo, but there's going to be someone else coming in to take his place. He's going to be gone for a while, but he will be back. Listen, Franklin arrives at the hospital and he sees like the police when he's walking up. He sees Jerome and he says, well, what's going on? Franklin, you know, he said, oh, Scully had come up here and Louie talked him down. He was like, oh, she did, you know. And he was like, well, we need to have a conversation about how things should move forward. And Jerome was like, yeah, no, now's not the time, nephew. Like, I'm like, Franklin, you have gotten so desensitized to all the shit that has been going on with you that it's just business as usual. You know, so he's all like, oh, yeah, you right, Unc, you right. Let me go in here and holler. I'm going to holler at Louie. He was like, yeah, no, she not taking no visitors right now. When I tell you that was like a cold scene. Like, damn, she don't even want to see me? She don't even want to see me? Because, of course, they feel like he put them in this predicament. That this is a domino effect from all the stuff that has happened from season 1, starting with him coming to her and asking her to take him over to, what was Louie's girlfriend's name? I can't remember. The one who owned the bar first, or the restaurant first, or the dance club first, to sell his first brick. Now listen, I also wrote down when, like, I wish y'all could read my notes, but I also wrote down when he was like, yeah, Louie ain't seeing, don't want to see nobody right now. I wrote down, Franklin is confused, and is this the beginning of the end? Is this when then their relationship changes. So Gustavo and the CIA dude, I just don't know the CIA boss name. I don't think he's the director, but he under the director. What is his name? I know the season is over, but I really want to know his name. And so for now, we're going to call him Mark. So Gustavo and Mark, and I know that's not his name, are in like the warehouse where the drugs are kept. And Gustavo is putting up keys. And he tells him that Teddy's replacement will be there in about a week. Gustavo says, I don't care who it is, as long as they stay out my fucking way. Like, I don't care nothing about that shit. Mark also tells him, you know, the lady you asked us to look into, Lucia Villanueva, we found her. If you want to look at it, unless you didn't change your mind. He walks out and leaves the manila envelope on manila folder on the table. And of course he fucking looks at it. And you can see Lucia like on the beach having Mai Tais or whatever, right? I'm all like, oh, so she's coming back in season 5. She got to come back. I mean, if they showing us Lucia, then she got to come back. She got to come back. Ooh. So this don't get better, it get worse. Okay? So Louie is out the hospital. They walking into the club. Her and Jerome. Jerome has a bag in it, a duffel bag boy in his hand. Helps Louie to sit down. You know, Franklin, how you feeling? Look who's out. I'm glad to see you. Blah, blah, blah. They make a little small talk, you know, because, you know, he understands being shy. You know, they do a little small talking. He's all like, you know, we can get shit back on track, but you know what, we ain't got to talk about that right now. We could talk about that later. I'm sorry, that's wrong. Franklin says things are now getting stronger. We're getting back on track. But listen, we don't have to talk about that now. We can talk about that later. Louie is like, now it's good. I want to talk about it now. Baby, in the bomb, you dropped the bomb on me. Baby, you dropped the bomb on me. Cause you're turning me out, babe. Jerome starts to talk. They drop the bag. The bag is open. He said, you know what, we figure we'll start at 10 keys a week. We'll give you 12 a key, which is about 20% more than you give the white, 20% more than you give the white guy. When I tell you that my mouth hit the floor, I mean, like I said, is this the end? Like, that's how I felt when I saw them in the hospital. And so it makes perfectly good sense. Franklin says, you know what, it's the wrong move to split right now. Like, what are we doing? Why would we be moving? Why? She was like, we fixed it with Scully and Inglewood. We set up Little Rock. And now we want to just run what's ours. Fuck you mean what's yours? When did this operation and any part of the operation become yours, Louie? Y'all let me know down below in the comments if I'm missing something. Right? They mean separate from him. Not like how they've been like a general or whatever, I don't know, captain. But to literally run their own operation with Scully and with Little Rock. When it was, of course, Franklin's idea to expand. She just happened to have the connection in Little Rock. So do y'all think that she is entitled to being the head honcho and running shit on her own or with Jerome? But you really know she running the shit, right? Because she's the brains of the operation. He's the enforcer. So anyway, Franklin is slightly amused, a little irritated, and he reminds them of what Leon tried to do and how that ended up. And you know, they like, we not Leon. He says, y'all can't do what I do. Honey, Louie was like, I did do it. For all them months you was down, I did do it. He was like, yeah, and you was begging for me to come back just after a few months. So really, can she do what he does? Does she have the wherewithal? I mean, we know she's got the ruthlessness. We know that she can manage shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they low-key mad at him for all the shit that has been going on. But if we take a look back, what do you remember? It was her idea to go after, I think she said to take out Man Boy and not Scully. But it was her idea to go get Black Diamond and Dallas to go after fucking Khadijah. Like, she and Jerome both need to own up their part. You know, he was like, you wanted to, Jerome, you want to just sell real estate. And he was like, nigga, you wanted to sell speakers. We are not the same. Listen. Oh my God. Louie was like, I mean, when I tell you that cool as a cucumber, Louie is like, our minds are made up. We want to buy it from you. We want to keep it in the family. But it can go the other way if you wanted to, meaning she knows who the connect is, and I can go straight to the source because I have a relationship with him. I don't know if she knows or not that Reed is not in the picture right now. Now, you let us know what you want to do, right? So when he leaves, you see not Franklin, but Jerome bend down towards Louie, and she looks a little anguished. Like, this is more his idea than hers. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Who's the culprit behind this? Who's the mastermind? Because Jerome has been unhappy with the way shit has been running, period, point blank, for some time now, especially after he found out about the CIA. Reed being CIA, right? He really has been unhappy with how Franklin has been running shit. So, and Jerome was the big man on campus selling all that weed before Franklin came in. So y'all let me know down below in the comments, who's the culprit? Whose idea was this? So now you see Franklin and Leon, and they at Leon's apartment, and Leon says, you know what, you want my advice? He says, my advice is to let them go. Give them what they're asking for. If they fail, then they can come back. If they don't, then they'll respect you for allowing them to get out and stand on their own 2 feet. It's like, when did you become the wise man? He gonna say, I always have been, you just didn't notice. No, Leon, you have not always been wise. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? You've been making really silly decisions for a long time now. What are we talking about? I don't know. If y'all disagree with that and y'all think Leon has been wise, let me know down below in the comments. Like, I like Leon. I like his character and everything, but Leon is not the brains. Oh, child. So, he's listening, and he was like, okay, Franklin, he's listening, and Franklin says, okay, well, with them gone, we're going to have to, really focus on the projects, hone in on the projects. I'm really going to need you to step up, whatever, to the plate. And he was like, if we being honest and we having a real conversation, I don't know about any of this anymore. Nigga say he won't out. I don't want to do it. I mean, after killing that baby, that was enough. That changed him. It did something to him, and rightfully so, it did something to him. And Franklin was like, hey, yo, listen, check this out. Everybody wanted me to turn you in, to let you go, but I did not do that. I risked everything with you. Man, boy, Scully, the cops, everything for you. And you think you're gonna walk out? I think not. What you're gonna do is you're gonna sell these drugs. You're gonna go with the plan. You're gonna do what you're supposed to be doing. And then we're gonna get shit back on track, and we're gonna get Louie and Jerome back, and we're gonna be a family again. Franklin has lost his damn mind. So then we over there in Cuba. Listen, Quebec. Alton's in the bed sleep. I knew then. I said, the moment they took us over to Cuba, he dying. I ain't gonna even lie to you. That's what I said. Anyway, I just told you what's gonna happen. But, Sissy comes looking like the sunshine has just lifted and came into the room. I mean, brightened up the whole room, told him with some coffee. And I'm gonna go out to the market. I'm going to the outdoor market that we passed the other day. I'll be back. Alton gets up. Alton goes and makes his coffee. He sits down and starts reading The Spook Who Sat by the Door. And then you hear the door open and Teddy fucking walks in his Cuba clothes and his linens and his glasses, because it's humid in Cuba, right? I wrote down, you really didn't think that he was gonna let him go. We really did. I really was, a little part of me was like, oh, he gonna let them go. But the other part of me was like, nah, bruh. There's no way they finna let him go. There's no way that Teddy is gonna let him live with all that knowledge and the shit that he put through. And the moment he decides to flip the script, he can change his mind. There's no way. Alton realizes what's happening. You know what I'm saying? He turns his back and they pan out. They pan out and we don't see Teddy kill Alton, but we know that that's what happened. That's what was implied by this scene. So that means when we start next season off, because there is going to be a season 5, it's going to be with Sissy crying, with Franklin pissed off. Like, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be more than we can actually handle. Shoot. Meanwhile, across the globe, not really that far, but thousands of miles away, we see Mel, and she's teaching a class. It looks like a Sunday school, a Bible study. I don't know. Looks like something. Adults and children alike. She's cleaning up or whatever, and in walks Franklin, and he says, hey, Mel. He drove way to fucking Texas, Odessa, Texas, to pull up on Mel. When she heard his voice, it sounded like her face looked like she saw a ghost. I mean, honey. She was nervous and afraid. He starts talking and he says, you know what, I wanted to share with you that Irene Ababe died. I ain't heard it. Irene Ababe died. How she died in a car accident. I came to tell you that Irene Ababe died in a car accident. What happened? He said, I said a car accident. She died in a car accident. Just as plain and simple, easy. I said the impact of him traveling that far to share that information, like your best friend, your BFF, you know, your homegirl, who you close to, died. I mean, listen, imagine somebody coming that far to tell you that somebody died and you know what type of person that they are, who they run with. You know what I'm saying? That they run with the CIA because you the one that told, right? That started the catalyst of this shit. Nevertheless, he says to you, listen, I'm not mad at you for shooting me. You was, you know, I know you was hooked up, strung out on that pipe, so I don't fault you for that. However, I was gonna let sleeping dogs lie until you went and told all my business and caused a shitstorm of problems for my family. Yeah, bitch, I was gonna let you slide. I understand that I understand what it is and what it was, right? Your daddy died. You think I killed your daddy. You know what I'm saying? You was on them drugs. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna let you slide. But now you doing more than. It ain't just me. You causing issues for my whole family, okay? He asked her, is there something that you want to say? Is there something that you want to get off your chest? Because after this, there is no more chances. You will get no more passes, bitch. The next time you open up your mouth and say anything about Franklin Saint and his business, it's done. All of that was wrapped up and implied, okay? It was implied. She says, tell me you killed my daddy. Tell me you killed my daddy and that I'm not crazy. Listen, for a hot second in that silence, I thought he did that little swallow he do. Y'all know that swallow that he always do. And I thought, is he finna be a pussy and tell her? I hope the fuck not. Like literally, because it was long enough for me to have that thought process in that 5 seconds. And I was like, whoo, thank God. He said, goodbye, Mel. Turns around and walks out. Stops midway. She nervous, okay? She nervous, looking like a deer caught in headlights because he stops. And she doesn't know if in this moment he about to kill her or what the deal is. Because it's so intentional. Like every move he was making was very impactful. He put that cane down and walked the fuck out of there. Like, let me show you something. Like, I've just decided that I'm no more a cripple. I don't have to lean on this. I'm a boss. I'm that nigga. She was scared. Y'all, that ended the season. Listen, it was a lot that happened this season. How are they going to top it next season? Because what we do know is that there is a season 5. They have been renewed for season 5. And hopefully next season I'm going to do better than I'm doing right now. Right? With my late self and stuff. Listen, but I got too many reviews, and then sometimes I don't want to watch TV. Sometimes I got to watch stuff twice. Sometimes I'm frolicking around and don't get a chance to get to it. But listen, I review other stuff. This does not have to be the end of our relationship. You don't have to wait until the next season to come back and see me. Visit me on a live. Visit me on one of those relationship shows I talk about. Visit me on Instagram. I am Talisa Ray. Y'all know how to find me. Stop playing. Stop playing. Thank you so much for rocking with me this entire season. While I was late, when I was on time, being with me while I was gangster, all of that. I just really want to thank you and tell you how much I appreciate you. I am your girl, Talisa Ray. Thank you for watching my review of Snowfall, season number 4. The whole season you've been doing this with me. Listen, Subscribe, become a ray of sunshine. Click the notification bell and click all to be alerted of the videos I upload so you know what's up with me and what I'm doing. Hit the like button and share it with your people so that they can be, don't nobody be really watching Snowfall, be reviewing Snowfall. There's not a lot of them. And it's showing a lot of them that's from LA. So like, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving you what's up. Like this was real life shit. Like send them and tell them to watch the whole set of reviews all over again. I love you in real life and want every good thing that God has in store for you, even if you don't know what that is for yourself. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next review.